Hello, John from IconicRC, Tamiya Blackfoot 58058, so the 58th Tamiya RC kit released in 1986. This really was their first monster truck. There was a sort of 3-speed Tamiya Bruiser with the big wheels, but that wasn't really a monster truck. This is a monster truck, nice simple 2-wheel drive, friction shocks. I wouldn't say it was a budget model, but they did release the Monster Beetle on this chassis not so long after, and it did have CVAs, so oil shocks. And then a couple of years after that, they released a mud blaster on this chassis with the Subaru BRAT body shell, and they went back to the friction shocks. And I guess that's a bit of a theme, because even the latest Blackfoot, this has been an enduring line for Tamiya. The latest Blackfoot is called a Blackfoot 3, even though it is actually the 5th Blackfoot. They've called it a Blackfoot 3 because they went back to this Ford F-150 body shell. Yeah, I was just going to say that's got friction shocks as well. So yeah, space frame chassis, first seen on the Subaru BRAT in grey. And they kept going with this chassis for the Frog, like I say, the Mud Blaster, the Monster Beetle, and this. It's a pretty cool chassis. Not the greatest gearbox in the world at all. That got upgraded with the Super Blackfoot, which was released a few years after this one. And while we're on the Blackfoot range, they then released a King Blackfoot, a Blackfoot Extreme, and like I say, nowadays you can get a Blackfoot 3, but the best one is this one because it's the original. That body shell is just about, I do like the Scorcher body shell as well, but this Ford Ranger body shell is an absolute classic. I love working on these. Some weak spots, you normally lose the corners there, so if you're looking to buy one of these, second hand, check on the photos for these corners, because they did used to snap off. I mean, there's ways of repairing it, it's not a massive great deal. This one is running all the original period radio gear, just as I bought it, but if you look, it's very clean. I mean, a lot of people sell these and say the chassis is fantastic, but it usually is, because it's that high off the ground. They normally do look okay, the chassis. You need to watch out for your uprights and that sort of thing, but the chassis normally are okay on these if you're looking to get them second hand. Yeah, so this is actually running 4 AA batteries as well. Now, when this came out in '86, you could get the BEC, the battery eliminator circuitry receivers, but the guy who originally had this obviously didn't do that. So there's receiver batteries tucked in there quite nicely as well. So yeah, standard motor with a white end bell. So basically this is just, I think this was built and hardly run. The stickers are sort of aging a little bit, as you'd expect. It has been sprayed black. You didn't need to spray these, the body shell was black anyway. The spotlights look good, and I'm just going to run it on here and hope I don't roll it. If I do, I do. So yeah, Tamiya Blackfoot, very evocative, incredibly iconic, gorgeous. Okay, let's give her a little burst. So yeah, as I said, she's running that standard motor, so she's not the fastest, and that gearbox was never the greatest, but you get the idea. I think there's a bit of slipping going on with that gearbox, which doesn't surprise me. It is very old.
Runs nicely though.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't like struggling up those hills. God. Gotta do these things. Okay then, that is a vintage. I'm going to do a bit of editing because I'm going to kill some gears in a minute, I think, going up these massive steep hills. Let's come down here a bit. I'm going to try and get it going around that. Okay, so then that is a 1986 vintage Tamiya Blackfoot presented to you by IconicRC. Cheers!